everybody, I am doing a nice little Valentine's craft tonight, and I thought I'd share it with you. I'm still not completely up to par, but I'm getting there. I have more of a voice back, and I'm feeling a lot better. I did get ahead of myself, but this is a DIY tutorial on using a paper tube and how to upcycle it to make something really, really nice for your home decor. It's the easiest thing, and I love it. I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you yet. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I take a little glue from a hot glue gun, and I pinch the inside of it to give me that fold. And this is how I create the pouch. And then I take a little bit of hot glue and go on the inside. That gives me a base to set on. And you got to be careful. I don't know about your glue gun. Mine has 2 temps on it. Hot and low. Really hot and not quite so hot. But still hot. I will tell you, I absolutely love skewers. I use them for everything when it comes to a glue gun. For holding stuff down, for wiping up glue. Okay. After that, that gives me a nice little place to be able to do something. And what I've done is then I wrap it in felt. Whatever color you want. This is actually going to be a Valentine item. So I've wrapped it in a nice burgundy color. I didn't want to go with straight red. I wanted something, you know, kind of, I don't want to say antique-y either, but aged more, you know. So I went with that anyhow. And then I also used my Cricut. Remember my Cricut I told you about? I used it and I cut out, I had a popcorn box that I upcycled. So I fed it through the machine and cut out these little hearts. And I wrapped yarn around them. I just took regular yarn and kept going back and forth until I got it the way I wanted it. And there's no rhyme or reason, right way or wrong way. It's however you like it. And then I'm going to take my little tool here and I'm going to tuck that in just like that so it doesn't show. And I like to sew a button on the front. So I have these cute little buttons here, and I take a regular needle and thread and go right up through them and sew the buttons on. And yes, it takes a pair of pliers to pull that needle out. It's a pretty tough job when it goes up through. I'll start one. I'm going to go in like so. It's not over quite as far as I'd like for it to be. So I'll adjust it until I get it the way I want it. Yep. Put my button right on the top of it. And then take my needle nose pliers and voila. Right up through. Do the same thing to go back down it. And I'll do that a couple of times until I get it completely secured on there. And when I'm all done, I'll take this thread and I'll lace it through in and out of all these bits of yarn to kind of give it, you know, a little tight grouping right there too, so that it's not all loose and falling apart. Sorry about the silence. It's kind of hard to work and talk and try to breathe normal. One more time down. I think I'll have it. And it really is hard to do when you do that. So using the pliers is very helpful. And then I'll give it a nice little tug. When you give it that tug, it kind of tightens it down a little, you know. And feed it underneath the yarn so that you gather all those ends to the center. Just like that. And I'll go here and there everywhere just to give it a little strength. I'm going to finish this one off because I am going to do this pouch. But I have one all completed, so I'm trying to show you the steps. For some reason, YouTube won't let me do any more than like 5 minutes, 10 tops. I don't know if I've over-limited myself or what, but so I'm trying to do it where it won't take so long. Alright, I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's all I did. I just went over it and gathered it all together to give that little group. And then I'll take my scissors and I'll clip that right off tight. And that's done. Next, I use wooden skewers and I cut them to, oh, wait a minute. I'm getting off base here. I take a little piece of foam. I didn't have my floral foam, but I had this little styrofoam ball. So I cut it in half, and then I cut it in a quarter, and then I cut the edges of it, and I tucked it down in so that I could get the proper size. Then I pulled it back out. So I ended up with this little block. And then I set it up like so, and I will put these skewers and poke them, so that I can decide where I want my hearts to go. And I have some Sweet Annie that I collected from my garden this year that'll also get filled in there. So I take the Sweet Annie and I also put it into the foam. When everything's all said and done, you end up with this. It's all just a matter of tucking. I put a little handle on it. I use the glue gun to go down in to put the handle on. On the very front, I decided to use a vinyl heart that I had cut on my Cricut machine. And I actually did a layer. I did the heart XO, hugs and kisses, love, hugs and kisses, to put onto the heart itself. And I'm going to put a little bit of lace, just because that's how I am. And I'm going to tie, I think I'm going to tie a little jute bow around here. I think that'll give it a nice accent. But you can literally do anything you want to. The whole thing is to show you that these tubes can be reused for all kinds of different stuff. If you didn't want to put the florals in it and go through all this, they'd make nice little pouches to put candies in. You could fill a little bag with candies, tie it off with a little ribbon and bow and put it in there, and it would make a lovely gift for somebody. I know they'd enjoy it. It's like the old-fashioned Valentine's Day gift, you know, or card. Great little thing for kids to try too if you wanted to do it with them. All right, everybody. Oh, I want to put the lace on it and show you what it looks like. This is the lace I chose. I'm going right down around the edge, not completely down at the bottom, but low. I'm using my finger because that's on low heat. But if I had it up on high heat, I'd turn it way down. Yeah, I'm loving this. I think this looks really sweet. Oh, I gotta find a glue stick. Just a minute, please. There they are. Nothing like being totally prepared. So I'm just going to put a really thin line of glue. It doesn't take very much. Boy, this Sweet Annie smells awesome. It's like springtime. It's fresh air. I don't know how to explain it. If you go into my garden videos, you'll see when I planted that, I had an awesome gift from a dear friend. When my chickens picked all my plants and stuff, she was really sweet. She worked for a greenhouse and gave me a whole bunch of plants that were toss-outs. Some were in a little rough shape, but the majority of them were really good, and I was able to plant them and grow some beautiful stuff. There, see? And I just kind of wrap that around so that it overlaps. I don't want any, I don't like those little lines showing through, you know? There. And if you do feel like that's too hot, you can take a skewer and just hold that right down. See how that holds that nicely? And then you don't burn your fingers. I've been burnt so many times on hot glue guns, it's not funny. Gonna be, oh geez, I think I'm gonna be 58 years old this year. Either 57 or 58. I know I'm getting to be an old hen anyway. Been handling mini glue guns. Alright, so now let's put a little bow on there. Hopefully I'm not going to get booted. I can't see how long I've been on. No rhyme or reason to the measurement. I just unraveled a bunch. Oh, that's something else I'll show you too. I'll tell you a trick with this is to do a locking knot. You actually loop it in so that it goes 3 times in there and it locks itself in place so that it doesn't move. You don't need anybody's finger there to hold it while you tie a bow or anything like that. It just locks. And then you can tie it one more time on top. Ta-da! See? No help. I think I'm going to put a little bow on it. If I don't like it later on, I'll add a little bit more of a bow to it. Sometimes simple is best, and sometimes adding a little bit more gives it a little bit more, you know? Well, I don't know. I think that doesn't look too bad. What do you think? All right, well, that's my little project for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, I want to show you putting the vinyl also on the leather. I have to weed this really quick. I pulled it off my cutter and didn't weed it. It's an easy one. They're not all easy. This one's an easy one. Then I'm going to also do something that you don't normally do. You would normally get a piece of contact paper and put it over the top of this and pick it up. But because I'm working on felt, this seems to work just fine. Not sure what I'm going to put on there, if I'm going to put anything, or if I put love, or hugs, or kisses, something maybe. I'm not sure. And then I'll create another one of those little pouches. Alright, again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, thumbs up, please. 2 days in a row, yay! If you're a subscriber, thanks, I appreciate it. If you're not, please click on that subscription button. Don't forget to ring the bell. There's a little bell that pops up. If you click on that, it'll also notify you every time I put a video out. And if things go the way I want, that's going to be pretty daily. Alright, you don't want to miss out on some of the fun projects and topics and whatever. I really don't know what I'm going to do. I'm doing all kinds of things. I have a cutter. I'm a needle felter. I like to can. I love to read. I like to talk. There's all kinds of different stuff. I'm into herbs. I forage. I garden. We'll see. Whatever pops up. Alright, thanks again. See you hopefully tomorrow. Night.